A few hours from now, you'll be hundreds of meters above the ground, with wings made of feathers and wax strapped to your back. The wind hitting your face so hard, your eyes can barely stay open. And the sun, that wretched, golden, merciless thing, will be slowly melting the only thing standing between you and a free fall, straight into the Aegean Sea. And the worst part? You won't want to come down, but relax, breathe, because right now, in this exact moment, you're just waking up on the cold stone floor of a labyrinth that smells like mold, sweat, and someone else's regret. Today you woke up, but you are Icarus, and your alarm clock is the sound of your father dragging animal bones across the floor of a cell he designed himself. You open your eyes, and the first thing you see is the ceiling, stone. The second thing you see are the walls, stone. The third thing is the floor, where you slept all night. You guessed it, stone. There's so much stone in your life you could open a quarry. The air is damp, heavy, and carries that distinctive smell of a place that never sees sunlight, like a grandmother's basement, but without the grandmother and without the cake. Just the basement, just the darkness, just you and your father Daedalus, the greatest genius who ever lived, and also the only man capable of building a prison so perfect that not even he can escape it. If I were in his position, I would have put in a back door. But geniuses don't think about those things, apparently. You sit up and look at your father. Daedalus has been awake for hours, as always. The man doesn't sleep. He designs, calculates, mutters, scribbles on the floor with pieces of charcoal, and talks to himself as if he's in a very important meeting where he plays every single attendee. Right now, he's sorting feathers. Feathers from birds that fly in through the top of the labyrinth, drawn in by scraps of food he strategically saves. You've seen this scene 1,000 times. Your father collecting things, your father inventing things, your father trying to solve the problem your father created. There's a beautiful irony in that, but you're too hungry to appreciate it. Father, what's for breakfast? Daedalus doesn't even look at you. He points to a piece of hard bread and some water. You're used to it. You've been used to it for a long time. You've gotten so used to so many things that your concept of normal is completely warped. Normal for you is living inside a labyrinth. Normal is never having seen a city, a square, a street full of people. Normal is knowing that out there exists an entire world you've never set foot in because your father made the mistake of being too intelligent for the wrong person. You're trapped on Crete, not for something you did, not for a choice you made. You're trapped because King Minos decided Daedalus knew too much to be left free. And you came with the package, the unwanted bonus, the most unjust buy one, get one free in all of human history. And this is where I need to pause and explain something to you. You, Icarus, have never known freedom. Never. You were born in a gilded cage that wasn't even gilded. It was plain stone, no decoration, no view, no charm. While other boys your age were running through open fields, swimming in the sea, learning to ride horses, you were learning to count the steps between one wall and another. 712 steps to the north, 438 to the east. You know it by heart. Hold on to that information because it'll matter soon. Daedalus calls you over. He has that gleam in his eyes that you know well, the gleam of someone who just had an idea. The problem is that your father's ideas are always brilliant and almost always disastrous. It was one brilliant idea that created the labyrinth for the Minotaur, another brilliant idea that irritated King Minos, and now he's staring at a pile of feathers, a pot of beeswax, and some curved wooden pieces with the expression of someone who just solved an equation nobody asked him to solve. I'm going to get you out of here, he says, and for the first time in a long while, you believe him. The next few hours are basically your father in full obsessive engineer mode. He works with absurd precision. Every feather is examined, measured, positioned. The wax is heated to the exact right temperature, hot enough to stick, cool enough to hold its shape. He builds two structures that, honestly, look like angel wings, drawn by someone who has never seen an angel but has read extensively about aerodynamics. You watch, fascinated, not by the wings themselves, but by your father, by the way his hands move with absolute certainty, by the way he mutters calculations while fitting each piece together. This is the man who built the most famous prison in the world, and now he's using that same brilliant mind to build the exit. I find it poetic. You think he could have thought of it sooner? And then comes the speech, the famous speech. Daedalus takes your hands, looks you in the eyes with that fatherly gravity of someone about to say something he's rehearsed mentally for weeks, and says, "Don't fly too low, because the sea's moisture will soak the feathers. Don't fly too high, because the sun's heat will melt the wax. Stay in the middle. Follow my path." He repeats it. He repeats it again. He repeats it a third time, as if you're a child who didn't understand the homework. And maybe he's right to repeat it, because deep down he knows. He knows you. He knows that inside you there is something he has never managed to control. The desire to push past the limits imposed on you. He spent his whole life building walls. You spent your whole life wanting to tear them down. You climb to the highest point of the labyrinth. And here something happens that I need to describe carefully, because it is, without exaggeration, the most important moment of your life. You feel the wind, not the damp, claustrophobic breeze of the corridors. Real wind. Wind that comes from far away, carrying the smell of salt and sea and distance. You see the horizon for the first time without walls cutting off the view. The sky is so vast, it seems impossible, absurdly, ridiculously vast, and blue. A blue you didn't know existed, because the only colors you knew were the gray of stone and the faint yellow of torches. Your eyes sting, not from pain, from excess, from everything you never saw arriving all at once. Daedalus fastens the wings to your back. The wax is warm against your skin. The feathers tickle your arms. He adjusts every strap with surgical care. And he's crying. He thinks you didn't notice, but you did. He's crying because he knows this is the moment he hands you to the sky. And the sky has no walls, no corridors, no 712 steps to the north. The sky has no control. And Daedalus is a man who needs control. He leaps first. You watch your father, the architect, the genius, the prisoner, throw himself into the void, and the wings open and work. He flies. He really flies. And suddenly, everything he promised you becomes real. It's your turn. You look down. The sea is a dark blue surface so far away, it looks like a painting. You look ahead. The horizon stretches endlessly. You look back at the labyrinth, at the prison that was your home, your world, your sentence for a crime you never committed. And then you jump. I'll be honest with you, there is nothing in the human, Greek, or raccoon vocabulary that adequately describes what you feel in this moment. Your arms open, the wings catch the wind, and the air pushes you upward as if the sky itself is pulling you in. Your stomach drops, your heart races, and then, you are flying. You, the person who never left a labyrinth, the person who counted steps because there was nothing else to count. You are flying over the Aegean Sea, with the wind in your hair and the sun on your face, and tears streaming sideways because the speed won't let them fall straight down. This is freedom, not the idea of freedom, not the promise of freedom. Real, physical, absurd, overwhelming freedom. And this is where everything changes. You hear your father shouting from below, "The middle! Stay in the middle!" But his voice is small now, distant, like the walls of the labyrinth, like the rules, like the limits. You look up and the sun is there, golden, enormous, calling. And you understand something with a clarity you've never had before. Your entire life has been decided by other people. Minos decided to imprison you. Daedalus decided to free you. Daedalus decided the route, the altitude, the path. Even in this moment of absolute freedom, someone is telling you exactly what to do and how to do it. Stay in the middle, always in the middle, always on the safe path, always following someone else's plan. You beat your wings harder, climb higher. The air grows thinner, hotter. You feel the wax on your back going soft, softening like butter in the sun. You know what's happening. You're not stupid. You're Daedalus's son. Intelligence runs in your blood alongside stubbornness. You know the wax is melting. You know the feathers are loosening. You know that every meter you climb is another meter of fall. And you keep climbing. Because this moment, this exact moment, with the sun burning your skin and the whole world so small beneath, your feet and the wind roaring in your ears, this moment is yours. For the first time in your life, completely, irrevocably, stupidly yours. No one told you to climb. No one planned this. No one calculated this route. This is the first genuine decision you have ever made, and it is magnificent, and it is terrible, and it is yours. The first feather falls, then another, then a whole handful. The wax runs down your arms like warm tears. You are at the highest point any human being has ever reached. The sun is so close, it feels like you could touch it if you stretched out your hand. Far below, very far below, Daedalus is a dot, screaming at a sky that doesn't answer. I look at this scene, and part of me wants to call you an idiot. Part of me wants to scream alongside your father, but there's another part, a part I didn't expect, that understands. That understands that for someone who spent their whole life in a stone box, touching the sun even for a second is worth more than an eternity on the safe path. The wings fall apart, not all at once, slowly, like a promise breaking in slow motion. And gravity, that old acquaintance who forgives no one, pulls you back down. The wind that lifted you now pushes you down. The sea that looked like a painting is now approaching fast, too fast. And as you fall, with the sun at your back and the sea ahead, with feathers and wax spreading across the sky like confetti at the saddest party in the world, you don't scream. You close your eyes, and in that last moment, with the wind whistling your final sentence, you smile, because you flew. You really flew. Not in the middle, not on the safe path. You flew as far as you wanted, the way you wanted. For the only time in your life, the sea receives you without ceremony. Cold, salty, final. Daedalus lands on a nearby island and calls your name until his voice gives out. He will search for you. He will not find you alive. He will name the nearest island Icaria, because it's the only thing a broken father can do. Put his son's name on a piece of land surrounded by the same sea that swallowed him. And here, I close your day as Icarus, the boy who was born in a prison he didn't deserve, lived in a cell he didn't choose, and died the only way that made sense, in free fall, after having flown higher than any cage could ever reach. The moral? Sometimes the most idiotic decision of your life is also the most human. Sometimes the middle path is just another labyrinth with invisible walls. And sometimes, just sometimes, the boy who flew too close to the sun wasn't a fool. He was just someone who for the first time chose his own way. And tomorrow, the sun rises again over the Aegean Sea. But you won't be there to see it. Daedalus will, and he'll spend the rest of his life wondering whether he should have built stronger wings, or whether the problem was never the wings at all. It was the walls. But here's the question the myth never answers. What did Daedalus see from below? What does a father feel when his son chooses the sun over safety? That story is waiting for you, exclusively for Pantheon Immortal members.